baby.
All right, everybody.
Whoa.
Johnny Mac, I got to see what episode you are, because I'm a fucking doozy bots. Okay. Welcome to Hard Rock History Show, episode 32. And listen,
Who
we
are
had a
you? The new number two, the new 32. Who is number one?
it's
You
gonna
are
be a wild one,
36.
folks. Listen,
You
we
are
had a
36.
go-to bass player in Marco Mendoza. We had a go-to lead singer in Andrew Freeman. Today's a go-to drummer. This guy,
Ah,
I forget about it. The things TNT, Yngwie Malmsteen, Michael Romeo, Riot. I mean, it goes on and on. 200 albums. He's probably recording an album as he's talking to me right now.
I
John
was, man.
Macaluso.
I was actually. I was.
Oh, what are you
Hello,
recording?
everybody. Yeah, but it's crazy because I'm not too high tech. So when I record, everybody wants video now. So,
Right.
I got my engineer and he just presses record on the camera. And, but sometimes we get really intense and I'm like, I got to get that part better. And he forgets to record. And,
You
so
don't let it.
sometimes,
You don't keep. You don't let keep running.
yeah, but the main thing is to get yeah, we do, but it goes out too quick. The main thing is to
Oh.
get the recording. So I'm like, fuck it, forget the damn camera. But after, there's all these holes. So I got to go and fake it, just for the video. So that's what I was doing today, repairing to be a responsible drummer. Is
Well,
that an
let
oxymoron? Is that an oxymoron?
it is.
Responsible drummer?
No, I'm just a moron over here. So listen, John does, and let's say right now, you can hire this man for session work.
Oh, yeah.
He does drum clinics, and he does private instruction too. So it's on johnmacaluso.com.
Yeah, I also do I do lessons online, and the good thing about recording these days, like I get pretty much the tracks and everything just sent to me from dudes in France or Brazil. With a demo, record it, send it back. Everybody's happy. It's so easy these days. It's insane.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
but yeah, man.
Do you miss
JohnMcAllister.com
the
is all the
day? Do you miss
info.
the days of like going in the
Oh yeah,
studio and
I
being with
miss
the
the smell.
yeah.
I missed the smell. They kept it extra cold for the tapes, like a refrigerator. And I missed the smell of when the 2-inch tape, they're reeling it back and it's cooking. It's actually burning. And there's a certain aroma it
Hmm.
gives off. And I missed the mid range of the listening back. You do a cool track and you sit back in the control room and you shake it like you feel it you feel it in the body. Like the digital thing, it's great, of course, but now they're making digital shit so you could sound like the old shit. That's the sound analog.
Right,
But yeah,
right.
I do miss it. I miss playing from start to finish because it doesn't make sense these
Now
days.
you're
You
doing
do it,
parts basically now,
yeah,
right?
I do it too. Like I never quantize it. If you quantize the drums, I tell them if they really want that, I charge more because I'm like, I got to carry the flag for the old school. Someone's got
Right,
to do it.
right, right,
But
right, right.
I do miss it. But I'm it doesn't make sense to play all the way through these days. When I did Power Mad, like it was crazy. The Absolute Power album, the band that was in the David Lynch Wild at Heart movie. We worked with David Lynch.
Yeah.
That's another crazy story. But I'm in the studio. They called me like the day before because you had to play to a click. And the drummer wasn't cutting it. They came from Minneapolis. They were the big producer, record plant, New York City. The day before, my mother's like, Warner Brothers is on the phone. I get the phone. I'm like, hey, Paul, what the hell do you want, man? No, it's this guy, Kevin from Warner Brothers. And he said, this band came, they got the deal on Warner. It's a big record. They're in the record plant. Then the drummer can't cut it. He's a good drummer. He's in the band, but you have to play to the click. So no rehearsal. I had to go in and do it. And thank God I went to music school. I took lessons because I knew this breathing thing would come in once in a while, even in metal. So I wrote myself charts, and I'm like, yeah, it's going to be easy. One song was 13 minutes long. I was used to doing it. But after the song, the drummer's in the fucking room with me,
Watching.
right? And he's going, not watching, he's sitting in a chair next to me. He's going, yeah, but the fill, like on the second verse, I do it like this. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. So it went for like a week that way. And it was crazy. We did it. But after like the eighth song, there was maybe like three more to go. The producer's like, to the drummer, just go get yourself a hamburger, man. I'm gonna
Right.
work with
Get
John.
out of here.
Yeah.
Take a walk.
Yeah. But you couldn't punch. That my whole point is you couldn't punch. So I had to
Yeah.
actually listen to that guy and do the whole track again. But there
Right.
was something ballsy about it. Like when you were done, you were like, victory,
Yeah. It was mission accomplished then. So
Yeah.
I want to let's go from the beginning with you. were you always a hard rock guy? Did someone
No.
influenced you, or
Yeah,
because
man,
like
I was
you're from the New
lucky.
York area, so you listen to K Rock, you listen to PLJ, NEW.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I mean, my brother, he had always had cool cars. I had two brothers. One passed away 3 years ago, my brother Gary. But my brother
Mhm.
Marty, the oldest one, he's 10 years older. And he was really into the Beatles in the drug phase, like Sergeant Pepper, So I grew up
Psychedelic
on
stuff,
Sergeant
yeah.
Pepper. And I grew up on Metal and Uma Guma, which are records that Pink Floyd fans, can't even pronounce, And so those three records, and definitely Toys in the Attic, Aerosmith, really raw. He was into like raw but really deep stuff. Like Aerosmith. That's a brilliant album. So I grew up with the Beatles. Um, in the 8 tracks, you were only pretty much in the Mustang. You could fit 3 8 tracks. So it was like a
Yeah.
3 8 track day, no matter what drive you're going, no matter how far it is. And it was always like Sergeant Pepper, Pink Floyd, and then my other brother had a vinyl. He got it from his friend, and it was Genesis "Trick of the Tail."
Hmm.
And dun, 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 nobody gives Steve Hackett credit, for all that brilliant stuff. So I grew up on Trick of the Tail, and then uh, 2 albums in 1 year. Think about that: 1976 Genesis, Wind and Weathering, brilliant.
Right.
What I had to love a drummer to love a band. I'm not going to name any bands, but some bands are classic prog bands. But since I didn't dig the drummer, I need the whole package. But
Yeah.
so Genesis, yeah, and then yes, of course. Fragile was like me and my brother would fight. My mother would go to the supermarket and go in, and when Roundabout would come on, he would go, "Okay, you leave me alone. I sing the first verse, and then you could do the second." So he would do the first. When the second verse came, he would sing with me. I'm like, "Shut up!" Over the fucking car seats, and we would battle who's gonna sing Roundabout. So yeah, I grew up on proggy stuff and kind of like the big stuff, like the Beatles and stuff. So thank God you have brothers. Also for
Yeah.
fighting, man. I was fighting since they would team my dog up. Like my brother was the coach of the dog, and the other brother was the coach of me. So it's like me fighting my dog when I was like 5. So it was an early age of music and brawls.
That's
Thanks, guys.
hilarious. And did you like the Cozy Powell type of stuff or the Neil Peart as time went on? Did you enjoy any of that stuff?
Cozy, no. I mean, brilliant. I was never. He's brilliant, of course. I mean, Cozy Powell, but I never got into. I don't like bluesy rock, and it's crazy because you could listen to ARK and Yolanda. It's Coverdale or Dio. It's a whole nother
Right.
story. But
Right.
I never dug that type of baby on the moon. Like I never liked that stuff. I'm too happy for depressing songs. Steve Martin, the best line ever. Mom, those songs. There's something about it. They depress me. But yeah, man. So like with Cozy, I wasn't even into Bonham, man. I got into Bonham the year he died.
Oh wow.
I was into Pert. I was into Bozio because I was into Zappa, and I appreciated Zappa. I knew every song. My brothers listened to it, of
Did you
course.
like Chad Wackerman?
No, but the Bonham thing, like I never really appreciated it. And I remember the year he died. I remember there was a kid in school crying like crazy, and I'm like, wow, he must really love this drummer. Like that it's strange because I was in 7th grade, and that's when
Yeah.
I really dug into Zeppelin in the later years. Like
Right. Right.
seventh
Right.
grade. You know,
It's the mindset. Well, it's funny that you're younger and enjoying that Genesis stuff, which is
oh
pretty
yeah,
out there,
yeah,
you know, and
yeah.
and, and not to enjoy like anything that Bonham's doing, any of the hard, because you're a heavy hard beating drummer as it is. You really fucking whack the shit out of the snare,
Yeah,
and that you wouldn't appreciate it then for what it was.
big time. Now it was genius, and it completely genius. And I don't know, man. Music is like ice cream flavors. You walk in. One guy likes the fucking
Yeah.
tulip, pumpkin, berry, cherry pie, and the other guy says, "Give me vanilla." So but I got deep into Zeppelin and Rush. Check this out. I mean, I was such a fan. Remember the pool? Oh, you said you didn't have a pool. Oh, you said you needed a pool
No,
on
I
a day
have a
like
pool.
today. Okay, beautiful.
I'm jumping in after this.
Do you got the lights at night? Like it looks like a concert. You need those like big 70s, like green and blues.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
if they were missing, it was me running around at night with the little towels because they were hot, and I would steal people's lights and I would set them up in my basement like a concert.
Yeah.
And And then I would like in the morning, the trick was my mother was smart. She would never let me stay home. So I would chew up pretzels and spit them in the toilet. Mom, I just puked. Oh my God. Okay, okay. You go to sleep. Yeah. So the pretzel thing worked, and she would leave, and I would go down and play the Rush all day long with the lights. So I made concerts, and then I upped it one where my brother got a haircut one day, and I grabbed my mother cutting his hair. I grabbed the hair off the floor and I taped it to my face and made a Neil Peart mustache with the stolen concert lights, and I played through. I played the whole. No, it was Permanent Waves album.
Okay.
With the fake Neil Peart mustache and the lights. That's how big into Rush I was. And the girl kicks ass, by the way.
You played the part. You played all the parts.
Oh, I was into Rush since I was a baby, man.
Oh, wow.
That was fun.
You doing natural science and all that shit?
The best fill in the world.
So you were automatically attracted to drums, period?
This is crazy because I thought of it when everybody started to send me these things. Okay, I'm like you with the Sammy Hagar thing. Like Van Halen died after 1984 for me. Even though I saw him with Sammy, he's great and everything. I just couldn't get with it. Woodstock on the mic, the bird. So yeah, but I remember. So everybody started to talk about the girl that's playing with Rush.
Yeah,
and I wasn't into. I didn't want to see it. I'm like, I'm real, but I just said, okay, I got to see it, of course. And they got the perfect one.
Yeah.
Not because she's a girl. She's got the right volume. That's hard to do. Peart didn't hit too hard. He didn't hit too late. She's got that volume. Besides all the other stuff. But I mean, any drummer that's been playing for a long ass time could learn those parts.
Right.
But she has, when she plays in Rush, it doesn't sound like, oh my God, listen to this guy playing in Rush. It just doesn't sound the same. She really has it.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember, so my first instinct, why I wanted to be a drummer, well, I became a drummer because of Moon, seeing the Tommy movie.
Okay.
That's why all my drum sets are still orange, because in Tommy, he kicks the orange kit over. And it just influenced me. All my kits my whole life were orange, you know? But I remember going to Fire Island on a school trip, and the kid had the boom box, and it was the Neil Peart fill from 2112. Train to Bangkok, or Priest Syrinx. We are the priests. Mm-hmm. All I remember is a kid air drumming and his friends air drumming, going around from the left to the right, and I thought it was so cool. So that was the first thing ever before hitting a drum. I was like, wow. So the air drumming influenced me more than the actual drumming.
Right.
Which is crazy. Yeah, man.
So you go to your parents and say, I want to start drumming, or they bought you your first kit?
No, I went to you remember the J.C. Penney catalog?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're probably looking at them bra ads. But if you skipped over the bra ads a little bit, there was a music section. It was like 2 or 3 pages, and a little amplifier, and I wanted to play guitar. It was a Hondo 2, I think it was called, and it was a Jimmy Page like lookalike, like a Les Paul, and then they had like a Sunburst Strat, and I'm like, I gotta get that. But the sad thing was you couldn't get it that day with the J.C. Penney catalog,
right?
And I was very frustrated. And so I think we were going to we're going to a music store, and we're driving up the block, and I lived on this block called Witchard in Comac. It's like a mile long, and at the top there was a garage sale, and there was a gold sparkled drum set for sale. And we stopped, and it was like a Chinese, Japanese microsonic, it was called. So we got the whole thing for $20.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we just turned around and went the mile back, and I set it up in the basement, and I put on my little radio, and what was on? Steely Dan, Ricky Don't Lose That Number. So that was my first track. I still can't play it, but at the time, it's beautiful. Change of heart. So that was the first track I ever played to with the new kid. I quit wrestling, I quit baseball, I quit everything, judo.
So did they tolerate it? You down in the basement beating the shit out of these skins, or? Yeah,
but my brother was like, after a while, they would blink the lights. Like John, could you please stop? He was like, shut the fuck up, So, I don't know how they did it. I don't know how they did it, man, because they had a china closet on top, wine glasses and shit.
Yeah.
And like a typewriter, every couple of weeks, my mother would have to go push them back into place because they would slowly start walking off the edge, man. But Thank God, because I don't know how the Manhattan drummers got so good. Because Long Island, it's all drummers because one, they're all Italian American, and there was a place to practice.
Yeah.
You
And
know?
Italian families are tolerable. You know,
Yeah,
they let you get away with murder in certain things, you know?
exactly. That's the thing. Oh, you want to play drums for me? You do it. Anything you want. They pinch your cheek, manja.
Right. And then what? Then straight to the high school bands and stuff like that?
Uh, yeah, like I was with a band called The Rep, and it was a girl and a guy. They were brother and sister, and their father wrote After the Lovin'. After the
No
Lovin'.
kidding.
Yeah, Ingvar
Wow.
Humperdinck sang
And
it.
Ingeborg, yeah. Wow.
So they were big into the music thing because the father, I mean, they're probably supporting their kids with that song. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So we had a band called The Rep, and it was like we had this gigantic. Basically, it was like a wedding band that played, not a wedding band, but you played all day long. Like it was 3 or 4 sets of music, and we played parties, and then we played a place called Brother Trattoria in Elwood, and that was like my first like gig indoors. You know what I mean? Like I got in the band in the summer, so everything was outside. And so I played an Italian restaurant. But for that night, we weren't the Rep. We were the Reparonis. Oh. And then from there, it was like rock bands. Everybody talked about this dude, Mike Montalbano. He's like Eddie, man. He's like Eddie. So he came down and like in my basement, and he was ripping like Van Halen style. So we started a Van Halen cover band in 1983. And it was called Chaser, but Chase Her, Chaser.
Yeah.
Corny. But
Yeah.
and then I started to play gigs. My first gig was in Elmont at February's Battle of the Bands. We won, and I should have known about the Music World payment in the beginning because we went back and it was $100 prize. And the guy's like, I got 50 for you and I could give you a couple of joints. I'm like, okay, but there's 4 band members. So the payment was more than a lot of guys are making today.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, we played everywhere, and it started off with the cover bands. But I was always into original shit, man. Like I wanted to do my own thing, and ARK was my first baby that I actually did that with.
And what was your first professional recording?
In Sonic Studios, Flavor Flav. Where is that town where Flavor Flav is from? In Long Island. Flavor Flav. Freeport.
Okay.
So there's a really great studio called Sonic, and Jack Starr. He was the producer.
I interviewed you. I just had Jack on.
Jack was producing, and it was called Redline at the time. And at the time it was great, and Freddie Villano, right? The bassist. I just recorded a track with him, man. So I got Freddie in the band, and he was like a kid. He was like 13 or something. And I got Freddie in the band. We went into Sonic Studios, and again, we rehearsed the shit out of it. We went in and recorded the demo. Not the demo. It was an EP because the singer's his pops had a lot of money. And so we got, we made a real fucking recording with the producer and the whole thing. And if you listen to it now, the drums are kicking. But I got kicked out of the band. Why? Why did I get kicked out of the band? And Freddie went with him. I still rip on him like, you traitor. You fucking, it's like 80 years later. I'm like, you traitor, man. You went with them. I got you in the band. We laugh about it. But they booted me out of the band because I couldn't twirl. And they wanted a Tommy Lee.
Oh, they wanted style.
Tommy Lee thing. I'm like, I'm in the fucking studio. It doesn't sound good. You know what I mean? So I was doing more like the Dio, like Vinny, mixture of Bozio. It's kind of the same fills.
Yeah.
I was more into that. And, like I played this. If you listen to it now, the drums are the best thing on. You hear that, guys? But yeah, man, I was traumatized. I was thinking about it today because I recorded with Freddie. And I got to tell you, man, because they got a record deal. And at that time, you thought you were going to be a millionaire, and they got signed, they got a record deal, and I was devastated for like weeks. And they were always on BAB at night.
All right.
I was like, with my girlfriend, turn it off. You know what I mean? And you get older and you realize, nobody's going to hear about these guys anyway, But when you're
you don't know then.
No, you don't know because this dude came in When I had a rehearsal, no, I was teaching in Manhattan. Check this out. A dude comes in with these little blue glasses, and I knew the manager, and the manager says, "This is Joe." He says he opened up for you when you were with Yngwie in Chicago. And Joe comes up. He goes, "Nice to meet you." He goes, "Yeah, Yngwie wasn't too nice to me." I go, "That's probably because you're really good." And he goes, "You want to jam?" And we jammed, and he kicked ass, and he sounded great. And the next day I jam with him again. And years later, I see him at the Royal Albert Hall. It's Joe Bonamassa.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, and I'm like, that's the guy with the blue glasses that wanted to jam. And
Wow.
he's the fucking, so you don't know, man. You
And
have
he
no
really made
idea.
something out of himself, boy.
Unbelievable.
Holy
It's
shit.
unbelievable, man. So, that's
Crazy.
the early days, man. That's the early days. And yes, I mean, for the first record would be that Red Line thing, but then they changed the name to Rock Asylum. And then it was like I moved to California, and then I did the Mossy thing, and then I got Power Mad, and I was
Well,
gonna,
talk about Mossy for a second, because I said I was just listening to the
yeah,
late night
Mossy is
album. And
this is
how did you come in contact with him?
all right, like in 19, I moved to California. Like I went to night school, not because I had to. I'm pretty smart for a drummer.
Hmm.
So I doubled up. The reason I went to night school and day school is I wanted to get the hell out of there. And, I wanted to go to LA and make it. Remember
Hmm.
the term make it?
Right.
And what the crazy thing
Or
is,
fake it till you make it.
exactly. The crazy thing that Rock of Ages, like that's the year I was there. So that's very authentic. It was the one time in history in America, like Haight Ashbury in the 60s in San Francisco, but it's the one place that year the world flocked to it
Right.
because there was bread and it was opportunity like you couldn't believe. And I don't think that's going to happen again like that. So every country had an Yngwie because Yngwie fucking hit it, man. He was
Right.
gigantic. So sorry, Alex, but he was looked at as the Italian Yngwie, you know? And his music was nothing like it. He played fast and everything, but we met and we became good friends. And I toured with him. And then I did his solo record called Vertical Invader. So years later, like we didn't see each other for years. And he said, "Hey, man, why don't you go lay down some drums? We'll make a record. I know this company will be interested in it." And I said, "Okay, cool. How about I'm just going to play drums? I'm going to do song arrangements and then you write the stuff to it." Great. I go on to the studio in Manhattan. I spend about 2 or 3 days doing all those tracks, huh? Send them to Alex, and he disappears for like 3 years until someone says, "Oh, I heard that new record. You play your ass off on it." What are you talking about? He put the fucking album out with those tracks 3 years later. I was going to kill him.
Did you get paid?
But no, I called him. I was going to kill him. But I really loved the guy, and I took him back. I said, "It's okay." But that album was actually supposed to be not a solo album. It was going to be us. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's
So
supposed to be a band project.
exactly. And
Okay.
he just disappeared and put it out. So I wasn't too happy with about that. But I mean, I love the guy so much where I was just like, in Italiano sti cazzi. I mean, who gives a shit? You know what I mean? So
It is
but
great
yeah,
material, though, John. It
it's a
really
great
is some
album.
great shit on there.
Yeah, maybe it's a smart move not having me after I play drums be part of the record. No, but I yeah, but it's a great album and it's cool because like he totally captured the vibe of everything I did. Like he feel we played together for so long where there's a telepathy there.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
he's way more into fucking music from all over the world. Like he's very into Sean Lane and John McLaughlin, Shakti, Ravi Shankar. I gave him my tablas when I was moving to Europe, my tabla drums. He's really into Indian music. So like it's cool to play with him because he has world
Yeah,
influence.
he
And
brings a lot to the table.
yeah, and as a drummer, I do the same. Like you might think, hey, that's sick drum beat, but really it's like called a nanigo, and it's from like South Africa or something.
Right.
So as long as you put a backbeat in any of those crazy rhythms, the world can relate to it, and it's not so crazy anymore. So a lot of the stuff I do is like and if I just put a now it becomes rock. So that
Right.
snare drum is like the lock from you to the people. You
Right,
know?
right, 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 right.
Yeah,
And you
but
want to
so
talk a little bit about the Wild at Heart soundtrack, how that happened, and
yeah.
you were in the film too, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, when I think about it now, I must have had some seriously bad luck because I always thought I was in the credits, and it's a Wild at Heart in Italia. It's called Quarter Salvaggio, Heart, and it's on almost every week because David Lynch is gigantic here.
Mm.
And I watched it again. My wife was like, "Again? Did you come up yet?" I'm like, "Yeah, okay, then change it." No, I mean,
What
no.
scene are you in?
What?
What scene are you in?
Oh, the band scene when he
Oh,
gets in a
okay.
fight, and then the music is played from the beginning when he beats Bobby Ray Lemon's brains out. Literally,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
me.
yeah,
Dun,
yeah.
dun, dun, dun. So check this out. So this band that came. Oh, by the way, so the drummer that went. Remember Power Mad? Now I'm in the studio, Manhattan record plant. The producer says, "Go get yourself a hamburger. Come back. I'm going to work with John." The dude comes back with a gigantic tattoo, Power Mad, which looked like a hamburger, by the way, right? And the crazy thing is, then they fired him to get me. Imagine that, man. That's like, I love Laura. And Laura's like,
And Laura's a fucking Jackie and Bruce and Dick.
exactly. Like, oh, fuck, I got to cut my arm off. In those days, you couldn't sandblast the fucking thing off. So I
Yeah.
felt
You
bad
got
for
to
the
cover it
dude.
up.
Yeah. So they called me to do the tour. And I was like, this is crazy, man, because like I really could have made the sickest album doing my stuff. But there's something cool about it. My friend calls it the best dance album ever. If you're at a party and you pop it on, it's relentless. It's like, ah. So I went to Minnesota where they talk like this. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We're getting pulled, which means a cop is behind you. It means something different in New York. Getting pulled. Let's get a little lunch. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So, and a good time on Friday night, wasn't going partying and getting ripped. You would get ripped, but you'd be on a ice cold lake and you cut a hole in it and you wait for the fish. Ice fishing is a
Yeah.
big thing there. That's cool for 20 minutes. So anyway, I'm in Minneapolis and we're doing the tour. Oh no, we're doing the rehearsals, and it's a big tour. The record company, Warner Brothers, man, they're like, you got an option. You could take a tour bus for like a week and a half or 2 weeks. You could take like a senior citizen size van, a 13-seat van, you see, with like a truck behind you. Then you could tour for about a month. Or you could take a Lincoln Town car and a Ryder truck will follow you. And you could go on tour for 5 months. Okay, 5 months in a car with 6 people like this
Yeah.
driving everywhere. But it was raw and it was cool. And the band live kicked ass. So it was weird, man. Drumming, I'm sorry to keep rapping. Is it cool if I keep talking?
Keep going, baby. That's what you're here for.
So the double bass thing is like you're going into the boxing rink. If you go, I don't know, man. This guy's kind of big, man. I don't feel so good, but you're gonna fail.
Yeah.
Double bass is the same because they didn't have these methods like the kids have now, like duck feet. Yeah, I still play from the knee down. It's old school, but I play fast. But you can hear it. So I bugged myself out in rehearsal. It got to the point where I couldn't even do like for a whole song. I bugged myself out.
Okay.
And I actually was wimping out. I'm like, guys, I love you for doing this. You want me to? I go, I'm not a cop out guy. I'm not. But for once and the first and the last time, I pushed out. I was like, I gotta leave. I can't do the tour. Can you get Adrian back, the drummer? Or can you get someone? And they said, why don't you just think about it? Take a day off, and we're gonna go on a boat trip. The manager's taking us on a boat trip. So we go on this boat, and we're on the boat, and it's the manager and the band and he's like, they're trying to convince me to do it. And the manager comes out with this. He's like, have you ever seen Blue Velvet and Dune and all stuff? I go, yeah, David Lynch. He goes, well, David Lynch is done with his new movie, and it's called Hearts of Wild. And he heard Slaughterhouse from Power Man. I sent it to the guy at Warner Brothers. He played it for David Lynch. David Lynch wants to write you into the scene. I was like, I think I could start running tomorrow and I'll build the feet up. You know what I mean? So I stayed.
Mm-hmm.
And not only for David Lynch, I'm like, I'm not going to go back to New York as a coward, like I couldn't play. So we all were happy and we went out to LA and he rewrote, like the movie was done. It was called Hearts of Wild. He wrote us into it. We fly to LA. He puts us in his beautiful hotel, and Nicolas Cage says, "I'm busy for a week, guys. I can't do it. But you're welcome to hang out in a hotel, hang out in LA for a week." So like, woo! So we partied
So you
for
had
a
to
week.
wait on him.
Yeah. Then think about it. Nicolas Cage is like, David, I can't really make it. How about do it next week? Like film watching that and what was going on. Film money is a lot different than rock and roll money.
Yeah.
It's like
A lot goes
ridiculous
out the
bread.
window per day.
Yeah, and it's amazing how long it takes and everything. But anyway, he writes us in. He flies us out to this out in LA, and it's the Palomino, which is a famous club, like a Western club, and they changed the name to the Hurricane Club. And there he is. David Lynch walks in with like the Einstein hair, and he was so cool. He just comes up and he ain't faking it, man. That's the way he is. He's kind of like,
Yeah.
yeah, and we got to work with, and they had Dixie beer on tap right behind my drum set. There was like a little keg with Dixie beer. So you don't have to sound good when you're in a movie. So I just got drunk and I faked it on the drums and hung out with. And the amazing thing, David Lynch was just, it seemed like he was doing it as it was going. It seemed like he didn't have a plan, which was cool. And Nicolas Cage had that jacket on for 2 days straight, and he acted in that voice, and he didn't leave that character. And that was amazing.
Was Laura Dern in the scene?
The whole time he's like, "You fellas are a real good band."
Yeah, he was Elvis. He was being Elvis.
But he stayed the whole time like that. Even at the very end, "Nice meeting you, fellas." But he was born in Hollywood. Like he went to Hollywood High School, so it's in his blood. But what a trip working with David Lynch, man. So yeah, that was that. We did
I say, John, was Laura Dern there?
Yeah, and she was hitting on him all the time. She wouldn't, and what I don't think she was being in character. Maybe because the whole movie she's doing that, but it looked like authentic.
She was at her hottest then, bro.
Big time, big time. So Lynch changed the movie to Wild at Heart from Hearts of Wild. So the other day I'm watching.
How long was the shoot?
It was like one full day. Because we also did an Elvis song with him. He went in the studio and recorded the vocal track on his own. And, and we did everything. He went and recorded the thing. And then we all got together and we just played to the playback in the movie. And it was a trip, man, because like Lynch was improvising as he was going. I tell it a lot, but for some reason it sticks out in my head. Somebody came running in, fire, fire. You're going to stop, right? So everybody turns around. The place is on fire. He was telling David Lynch there's a fire down the block. But David Lynch is like, grab everything. And I couldn't believe it was so fast. They were like ants. In 2 seconds, everything's packed. And they're running down the street. And they filmed the fire, the burning building. And
they shot it to include it?
Yep. And you could see all over Wild at Heart when Laura Dern's mother kills, Riggs's car. The Uncle Pooch.
Yeah.
The car crashes, and then you see a burning window for some reason, like in a house. That was taken that day. So it's really cool how he does it. It doesn't seem like he's planning it. It's just genius. There is genius. Like he was genius.
Yeah. I love the Elephant Man he did was incredible.
That was amazing. That was amazing. And Blue Velvet.
Lost Highway, Blue Velvet. Forget about it. Ridiculous.
Forget about it. Yeah, but okay. So what I was saying, so it comes up on the screen, and I never really went to the end, like of the credits.
Yeah.
I'm sure I did the first time, but it's the fucking other drummer's name. I can't believe it.
Get out of town.
Yep, it says Power Man and Adrian Liberty, which is the drummer. I wrote to Joel, the guitar player, singer, not too long ago. I'm like, whose genius idea was it to put Adrian's name when I'm in the movie? I don't think it was them. I think kind of record companies. Oh, this is the band members. They sent the whatever. But yeah, so I'm not credited. But it is my
So say if there was like a press kit, he was part of that press kit. You weren't part of that press kit. That's why they got his name basically.
Exactly.
Like
Sometimes like I did so many records with like bands. I'm a ghost drummer. But even when I'm not a ghost drummer, in the YouTube clips you'll see the other guy's name. Because
right.
it's not them doing it. It's like a record company or like some guy who put the video up. So yeah. But you know what? I've been doing a lot of studio work, especially here in Europe, man. And if of course I got to make money and do it for real. But if something really bad comes, I got to take it too. But no, no. But there's a solution. I don't want to be on anything bad, obviously. But if
Right.
you do, it is a job, and if you're gonna do it, I just put a fake name. I got a name. It's called.
Oh,
It's
do
like
you?
Macon D Records. Macon, like I'm from Macon, Georgia. It's like a Southern guy. Macon, and then D with a period, and Records, Rekitz. So if you see that, it's me, Macon D Records.
That's
Yeah,
hilarious.
yeah, yeah.
Well,
And then came,
how do you know it's shit from when you're listening
yeah, you're right.
the playback of what it is?
I never, you know what? It's weird because a lot of these albums I forget about. There's a dude, Todd Sykes. He's a great guitar player, and he lives in Boston. He came from Boston to Long Island for me to record his album 19 years ago, and he's mixing it now.
No.
19 years. I'm like, dude, you're crazy. Yeah. So 19, so it ain't over till it's over, you know. But yeah, so many times I record an album and just I forget about it, and then
Yeah.
wow, it might come or somebody sends me the link. I'm like, holy shit, how cool, you know.
I want to go through a couple of that. Talk to me about how you got into Riot.
Well, first there was TNT. So after
Okay, let's
Paramed,
talk about TNT.
now when I was in California, every morning we would go, we'd wake up and 9 o'clock have to be in school, in Musicians Institute, PIT. On the way it was KNAC. They played Everyone's a Star and 10,000 Lovers on the drive there, on the drive back. So it was TNT all over the radio. And then one day, thanks to Joe Franco, he's my hero, my idol, my mentor, and the greatest drum teacher I've ever had, and my friend. He recommended me for that because they opened for Twisted Sister when Joe was doing Lovers for Suckers tour,
Right.
right? And they called Joe and they're like, because Harnell, the singer, moved from California to New York. So now he's in New York and they were going to do the demos for the new album in New York. So out of nowhere, I got the call. And I'm like, TNT, holy shit. Like, I'm a fan of the band, you know?
Yeah.
And, you know, a big thing. They lived in Norway. I was like, is that the country next to Sweden? Like, I didn't even know them. I've been to Germany by then. I mean, before that, because I went and recorded with a guy named Paul Hansen, who played with a bunch of different people. But anyway, so yeah, I'm in TNT, but I'm never really asked to join. Meaning, I did the demos, which came out really good. We did them in Bayshore in a guy's like living room with real drums, but these little early triggers, you know, triggers way before the good stuff, like a little plastic thing. And he mixed the real sound with the triggered sound. And one song of the demo they actually released on the album after me, which is called Firefly. It's called Soldier of the
Yeah.
Light. It's a great song, but that's done in a Bayshore living room.
Oh,
Anyway,
wow.
we ended up going to Norway. I had my whole European thing. You know, I started to go to Europe a lot, and yeah, I was with them for like 3 years. You know, we did the album, and then we did a live
I
album.
love Downhill Race. It's a great song.
That's a good one.
And playing with Ronnie, how is it, you know, Ronnie Latecro and Tony Harnell? I mean, come on, you know?
I mean, yeah, I mean, I was a fan. You shouldn't meet your heroes. You shouldn't meet your idols. Me and Ronnie got along as friends better than we did as players. Basically, it was my first. It's weird because it was the first experience where I didn't feel comfortable playing with him, and he felt the same about me. So we didn't hate
And
each other.
what
for that.
felt wrong?
He likes extremely almost caveman. That's his favorite grooves. When I was going to not audition, when they wanted me to come down and try it before they hired me to do these demos, they sent me the Intuition album. And I'm picking songs like Wisdom, Caught Between the Tigers, all the cool drumming stuff. And I went out that night to Sparks on Deer Park Avenue, and I met Tony. And we were talking, and I'm like, oh, man, I'm all ready for tomorrow. I got like, you know, he goes, do you have Break the Ice? And I'm like, Break the Ice? You're talking, break the ice. Do you have this other song? He goes, that's the shit Ronnie likes. I'm like, oh, fuck. I guess I'm going to leave. I got to go back to start learning.
You got to learn that shit, right?
Yeah. So I love playing fuck shit, too. Joe Franco calls it fuck shit. Fuck shit, fuck shit, fuck shit. I love it, but I don't know. He's in a different time zone than me. And we admit it. So we really didn't get along so good as players together, but we hung out a lot, you know. But that was like a springboard to Europe, and you know, from there came Riot. And how did I get Riot? Man? I knew DeMeo,
So
Mike
Bobby
DeMeo.
leaves the band, and they're in need of a
Exactly.
drummer.
Bobby leaves the band. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Long Island Rocks in Massapequa. The owner was a really cool dude, and Riot used to rehearse there. And he kept telling me, "You got to see this Polish guy." Polish guy, Zombek. He thought he was from Poland. Larry, you know, Larry, this Polish guy is amazing. I'm like, will he understand me if I ask him how he did that? So, you know what I mean? It ends up he's in Texas, you know. So I think Larry, I don't know. I think Larry recommended me to Mark Reale. I think because it didn't come from one of my drum teachers or friends. They would have took it themselves. And the crazy thing, I was thinking about Riot. Did you know the drummer in Hall and Oates? And he does that
Was it Chuck Berge?
Brian Dunn or like Kevin Dunn. That's the cousin of Mark Reale. So they got this
Oh,
family. They got this kick-ass cousin family. Everybody drums like motherfuckers, and they were looking for a drummer. I never got that, but I think Mark called me, and I knew one of them, DeMeo or Flint's, and we, you know, I
right.
was doing
It
this
was them.
Ombex.
Pete Perez was the bass player then. Right,
Exactly.
right. And
Yeah,
DeMeo, and listen, I love Mike's voice, man.
he's
Holy
amazing, man.
shit.
He's amazing. He's
He's one
amazing.
of the best. And you know what? I tried to get him on here. He don't want to talk about Riot. He just like for some reason that period of his life, he just don't want to. And
I don't talk
I
about
mean,
it either.
Kings are falling. The stuff he did with you guys did out in the fields,
Oh,
you
Out
know.
in Fields was cool. That was
So
my idea, by the way.
I guess. Well, let's go through. So I guess Mark must have seen Last of the Mohicans. He
Exactly.
must have saw the movie, and he got
Him and
the
DeMeo. But before we get into this, Mike DeMeo, he's a great blues singer. When we were in
yes,
Japan, and pianist, we were in
yes.
Japan in Roppongi with the band, and we're waiting to get picked up. And Mike goes on the piano in the lobby and starts doing Kansas City, here I come from Kansas City. Before he knew it, there was like 80 fucking people coming and just
Watching.
circling around him. So he's a great blues guy. So I said, if Mike DeMeo and Joe Pass did a blues album, it could be called Pass DeMeo. I'll
Very
be here all
good.
week. I'll be here
Very
all week.
good.
Hey. Anyway, yeah.
Tip
So
your
we did.
waitresses.
Yeah, they were obsessed with Last Mohegans. They would watch it like porn.
Yeah. And that's how, and
And
like and the next album was Inishmore, so they went through the whole Irish thing too, the Irish trilogy when they went through that.
oh, is
So
that what that is? Yeah, because I only did that Brethren album,
yeah,
and
and you
I
did the
did the
tour.
cover, and I did the artwork.
Oh, did you?
As the cover.
Oh,
And
that's
my
really
father
good.
did my father did the whole backdrop, which is gigantic, in the basement. He painted. My father's an artist, so if you see Riot from that tour, the album cover, my father painted that.
Oh wow,
Hey, thanks, Dad.
wow. So
Yeah, I mean,
how did that go along? Was everything great with Mark and you guys got
yeah,
along?
I mean,
Everything
we
was
left.
great.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, when you go to Japan, I love playing in Japan, but it's a lot different than other places you're going to play. So think about this. Bobby Zombek, who's a motherfucker, he's a ninja. He's an incredible drummer in every way. I'm going to play his parts, but that's not the concern. The concern is you go to Japan, you have to play his parts. You
Right,
know what I mean? The improvisation thing is not like it is here.
right.
And so Nightbreaker,
You're
the
doing Blood
song,
Streets, you're doing
well,
fucking Thundersteel, you're doing all that shit.
I'm going to get to Thundersteel in 1 second. So we're doing Nightbreaker, which is a gigantic intro.
Yeah.
I did my own because it's an intro, you know? And afterwards, you know, people were coming up to me, and I remember a Japanese girl, she says, why, sorry, I don't want to imitate
That's
the
all
voice,
right.
but she's like, why didn't you play the intro like the album? I'm like, you know, I decided to change it. Why, you can't play it? You know, she was like hounding me. Why is it different?
Yeah,
And I was
yeah.
like, you know, I didn't know what to say. So it's a different head when you go play that. You can't, you know, it's not an Allman Brothers
It's
type
like
of
the
thing.
Eagles. They want the album. They want
Yeah,
the
you
exact
got to
track.
see. You put in another fill, you're going to be fired. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it was cool. We did some touring. We had a good time. And
Well, let me ask you
that
this. So now there's a video out there, and the Mayo comes out with a mohawk.
I did it. I cut it. That's me. No,
So
seriously.
it was just out of nowhere that he wanted to get a fucking mohawk.
Listen to this. Listen to this. Here's the crazy thing. So there's no internet, right? It's 1995 or 1996. We're rehearsing in Long Island Rocks in Massapequa, and Larry Demba gets a fax. Now in Japan, the promoters, everybody, you basically have to do everything through Burn magazine.
Right.
Like that's like the big daddy. Everything goes through Burn. And you have to send your set list before you get on the plane.
For approval.
Yep.
Wow.
Because they have hardcore fans. They will buy a ticket, they'll spend a year working, and then get that Shinkansen and follow you everywhere for a week and a half. And it's expensive, man.
Right.
Yeah. So we get a fax, and it's a big dude from over there. And he says, why isn't Thundersteel on the set? And Mark and everybody's like, oh, Thundersteel, we've been playing that for decades. If you don't play Thundersteel, don't get on the airplane.
Wow.
I swear to God. In a fax. So like, guys, Larry, could we get a couple of hours? You have any rooms available? We had to go in and learn Thundersteel because we're leaving in the morning. And for me, it's like, oh, shit. I thought I got away with it. I was going to do like a couple of those.
A lot of shit going on in that thing.
Even the mayor was like, oh, you got to grab my balls to fucking sing
for the last note, too.
See, so we did it, and actually, they were right, because live, it was like it was a riot. Live, it was insane. Yeah. The people really dug it. But that's why you always do 13 songs instead of 12. For Japan, that extra track, you know what I mean?
Right. And did they do? I forgot. Did you guys do encores too with them, or it was a straight set?
Well, it's a weird thing over there because it's different than Germany or America because you go on at 6 o'clock in the afternoon,
right?
And you play your hour and a half. Yeah, you do encores, yeah. But by like 8:30, like the dudes like in a Godzilla movie, they come out with the fucking white construction helmets, like 80 of them,
and clean up.
You go in the dressing room, you come out, everything is gone. There's no speakers, there's no nothing. They pop it, and it's just in a half hour. The shit is gone. So everything runs differently. But yeah, we did encores.
Did you play Budokan while you were there?
No. I wish I played Budokan.
Were you playing clubs or playing small theaters? What was the deal?
Theaters and clubs, big clubs like Kawasaki. There's a club Cheetah. We played a bunch of times.
I know that one. Yeah.
There was some big. It wasn't gigantic like Yngwie, or like TNT, Sun Plaza Hall, and all those places. But it was big crowds, man. It was a big band.
And how were you locked in with Perez and with Mark and with Mike?
Oh, I love Pete. Like me and Pete hung all the time, man. We did the beer.
Not spoken about at all. Great bass player, man.
Yeah,
doesn't get the kudos that he should get.
Yeah. I mean, I got some amazing Pete stories. If we had time,
Give me one. Give me one.
Okay. It's in Germany. Yeah, we probably could have got arrested for this, but
starting good already.
So Pete does his Birra Buongiorno in Japan. On the street at 3 a.m. You can never have this in America. On the street, you can get hot sake because there's a chemical or something. You like a soda machine. You pop it in like real alcohol hot sake. So the thing comes out like a soda machine, and it says only in Japan. You twist the bottom and it heats it up. So you're on the street drinking hot sake. You can get Jack Daniels and Coke in a can at 5 a.m. So the Japanese, they do that honor system. The kids don't touch it, But, it was cool when there was that machine in the hotel next to Pete's room in the morning. But
Buongiorno, signora.
Buongiorno.
No, your girl's behind you, walking back and forth.
Oh, my babe. She can't hear because I got the earphone in.
Oh, okay.
Says, Buongiorno, signora.
Ciao.
Ciao. She said, ciao.
Ciao.
So we're in Germany, right? And it was crazy because, okay. We're in Germany and we're on a tour bus with like 3 bands. Whiplash, a band called Skyclad, and Riot, right? So everybody's on this one bus. And Pete falls asleep. So like a stupid kid party, take out the magic marker. Let's start writing things on it, and
Yeah.
hide the mirror. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It's not because it was Germany, but I wrote Achtung baby on his cheeks. You know, I did Achtung baby,
That's
Achtung
funny.
here and baby, and then we went to like an auto grill, like a local, a truck stop. And he didn't realize he had, two pair of glasses on. But we sent them in to get more beer. And the dude freaked out, didn't want to serve the beer. Actually came out like chasing. So Pete's running around the bus, doesn't know what he had everything written on him. He looked like a graffitied wall, and he didn't realize it because we didn't give him the mirror. So Achtung baby.
Did you snap a photo of him?
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, we broke out the mirror. He didn't care. He hung out the whole night that way. He didn't give a shit. That's the cool thing about Pete. It was amazing. But he's a great bass player. And then, what the only thing that why I'm not in Riot really is because, again, all these years are going by, and I'm doing all these albums, but it's their albums.
Yeah.
Like Yngwie would say to me, Macaluso, whose name is on the bass drum? And I would say Yamaha, and he would go, that's not funny. Yngwie Malmsteen's name is on the bass drum. And he's right. So all these bands, it was not my band.
Right.
And I'm like, I'm starting to at the time I thought I was getting old, I'm like 28 or something. I'm like, I started this to make my own shit. So
did you leave Riot?
Yeah, because I started ARK. ARK happened
okay.
I wasn't with TNT anymore. But I spent a lot of time in Norway. So we used to use the guitar player of ARK's, a band called Conception. Roy Khan sang for Camelot and everything. They had this band Conception, and TNT would use their rehearsal studio. So after rehearsal, Tora, the ARK guitar player, would stick around and we would just jam. And we did Al Di Meola, speaking of Riot, Race with the Devil on a Spanish Highway. But he had an acoustic guitar, and I'm putting double bass. And so the style was formed. I'm doing like jungle drum and bass, screw, almost like your techno with acoustic guitar. And so we made this like no rules band. And that was my focus, man. It was like ARK. And I pretty much
And how do you get Jorn into the band?
Jorn was a dude when I was in TNT who would just come into the studio, for smoking parties with everyone. And, up in the mountains in Norway where Ronnie has a studio, and they had a band called Vagabond. But even before the band, Jorn would just come by and he would never say a word. And one day I hear him belting it out. Oh, what the
Where did that come from?
The guy had been hanging out for a month. The blonde dude? We're in Norway. Anyway, when it came time, so me and Tora, we recorded the first album it was only a duo, me and him. We recorded the first album. It was supposed to be a demo, and then we needed a vocalist. And actually, I'm in Japan with Mike DeMeo. I got it on cassette. I gave him the first ARK album, and I said, dude, we need a singer. And he's like, check it out. I don't even think he checked it out. Years later, he was telling me, dude, I should have listened to the fucking cassette tape. So it might have been DeMeo if you listened to it, but
I know, but I tell you, Jorn really fits with it, man.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck it. It's unbelievable. So now you make Burn the Sun, right?
No, we did. No, the first album we did, and
was ARK.
But the record. Check it out. We walk into a record store in Oslo, and there's a record company guy there, and he signed us in the store because he heard we gave him the demo. He listened to it in the music store.
Right.
He signed us in the fucking store. We got a record deal in the record store, which was kind of cool. But Tora works in like the music business lawyer type thing, and they had a convention in England, and for some reason Jorn was there doing something else. And Jorn said, I'll sing on the record. Okay, so they went back to Norway. And I'm like, wait, the guy that looks like he's an ABBA, the blonde guy, Jorn from ABBA, he's going to do it. Okay, he's great. And he did it. And then we got the real record deal. We did Burn the Sun, which is like, I'm not being cocky, but I just look at the reviews. Simone Maloney.
Again, you know what?
They say it's their favorite album ever.
Johnny, I believe first track means everything for an album.
Exactly. Play the waters.
And it really draws you in, and I really think it's the make or break. And the start of Heal the Water, and then the fucking coin.
In
the middle part, bro. And then you gotta go right back into it. Yep. You had me. You fucking had me, man.
You got to be careful with this shit because someone, you don't have time to listen to some things that people give you sometimes. But I hate when they stalk you. Like someone gives you a CD, they give you a CD or they give you a tape or whatever, and then they call you like, "Hey, did you listen to my songs?" And I like this. If you didn't, you got to say, "I like the second song."
Right.
Because it seems like he got through the first, but there might not be a third. What if it's only two songs?
Right.
Ah.
Right.
Anyway, yeah, you got to catch him from the beginning. And the hardest part about doing the third album, because we wrote and recorded the drums for the third album, it'll never
Okay.
come out. The hardest part with the same producer was, he kept saying in his German accent, "But I need hear the waters. I don't hear the waters."
Oh, he wanted that same type of.
Yeah. He goes.
Yeah.
We wrote a song called Willie. It was about a cat. I guess maybe we were smoking a little too much at the time, writing third album. And I remember he got all angry one day. He's like, "That's enough writing songs about cats. Yeah, I want to hear the waters." So he, like a teacher, he sent us in a room. He got a little drum set, like the drill drum set is
You
mic'd
go
up.
in the corner, you play your tunes.
Exactly. He's like, "I want to hear the waters. No more songs about cats. No more songs about cats."
That's
And
hilarious.
the hardest thing was to get that fucking hear the waters. And we came close with the writing, but we're never going to put the album out. But that was power. And that was.
So you have the tracks done.
Yeah, man. Well, me and Tora wrote. Also, we did all the music for all the albums. Yon comes later. And Yon's brilliant at it because Hear the Waters was basically no ARK. It was like an assembly line. Because I was with Yngwie, we needed a keyboard player. Because on the first ARK album, it's a hired guy. He plays on like TV. And the bass player, Jeff Paulson, is Tora with a fake name. We said, we need like a real rock, Americana name, Jeff Paulson. So that's Tora playing bass also to make it look like a band.
Right.
But then when we're going to do Burn the Sun, we needed a band. And I put this thing together. Like I got Randy and Mats from Yngwie. And then later on, I got Jorn into Yngwie. So basically, ARK is the Malmsteen band with a different guitar.
So, well, now talk about on your website, you're celebrating 25 years now of the album
From release, yeah.
And you're doing videos of your drum parts. You're doing the drum parts over the songs itself. Are you going to be doing any other songs than what you did so far?
I did 3 because it's like 3 as a charm type thing. Like 2 wasn't enough. I got OCD, man. But 3 is uneven. I'm still not comfortable now. But basically, there's so many comments about, "Hey, man, it's my favorite album. I love to watch it. We never got to see ARK live. At least we can see what you're doing now."
Right.
Like it's
I watched a drum clinic with you, and you're doing Heal the Water, a part of a drum clinic.
I might do the whole album as like a one-time thing because next year I don't want to be playing these songs. But then again, when David Bowie goes out on stage and doesn't do like Ziggy Stardust, people are going to leave. So I'm going to have to still continue in live shows sometimes to play this shit. But I think maybe I'll do the whole record and just, start to finish.
Are you still in relations, in touch with Jorn or
we have
anybody?
No problems, but we haven't talked in a long time. But no problems between us at all.
Well, I just saw he was.
The other guy, yeah.
He was just at the World Cup thing for Norway. He sang a song. He was like a national fucking thing. He was out there singing. He just did.
Yeah, TNT would get like government. I don't know payments. I don't even know. Kind of like a salary in a way from the government because they were contributing to the culture of Norway because it's the biggest rock band ever to come out of the country. So they were selling in America. So doesn't happen in America. It doesn't happen in New York, but they were getting like a salary,
right?
Because they were contributing to the everything about Norway. You're kind of promoting Norway out there in the world. But no, you don't have no problems with. Haven't talked to in a while. But me and the guitar player.
So will you try to make that third ARK see the light of day, or even put a track out, or something?
Well, Burn the Sun was done 3 times. And this third album was basically done 3 times. The drums are recorded. A lot of songs are written with the guitar, but it's like it's never going to happen because we did like 4 tries to get the band back. That's why I'm in Europe, man. I've been in Europe for years, but I'm living in New York. Some big problems happen, and we talked on the phone again, and I'm like, okay, I'll move to Sweden because he was living in Sweden. So I went over to Sweden, started working on a third album. And within 2 months, band fight, bullshit, and like I got to get out of Sweden. And I'm like, I'm not going back to New York. You know what am I going to do? I sold my car. Uh, I'm just going to walk. I'm going to be like a college kid and just go play around Europe. That was my goal. And it was like 15 years ago, maybe. That's how I ended up in Italy. And from meeting people in Italy, I did the couch tour and then made some bread. And I did the hotel tour. Eventually, I had friends to move in with, met my wife, got a dog, got 5 cats. It wasn't it was just I just
it
never
was a
left.
progression.
Yeah, but I never went home. My mother's still
Yeah.
calling. Why John? Are you coming back? Dude, you know Mr. Cheapo? Mr. Cheapo record store?
Yeah.
Yeah, I worked for him for like a day and a half. I couldn't alphabetize quick enough. Like Rush, I'm like A B C D F G H I J K. Wait, A B C H I J K. The guy was like, "Come on, John." So he booted me. But I went back, and my mother took all my vinyls. You live in Europe. You don't need these. She sold them to Mr. Cheapo for 25 cents a piece.
Oh no.
But she kept the good rats because she knows I would kill her if she sold my rat album, the good rats.
So, well, let's just go back a little because I read on the wiki here. So you had Joe Franco as
Oh
your
yeah.
teacher, and then it says too. Then you had Rob Morgenstern and Tommy Aldridge too.
Tommy Aldridge, Rod Morgenstein, yeah.
How did that come to be?
Those two guys, like okay, Rod lives in he lives in Plainview, Long Island. He's
Yeah.
from there. Tommy Aldridge is from Texas. And the amazing thing about Tommy Aldridge, one that he can get that hair in a room with 5 other drummers and the drum set.
And keep that body the way it is. Jesus
It's
Christ.
unbelievable. Dude, he was old when he was old.
He didn't know that the 70-year-old body was going to be what it is now.
Dude, it was a drum lesson we did. It was like with Rod. It was a package deal at the Long Island Drum Center. I think it was 4 lessons. With Tommy, it was only a weekend, right? And he had the funniest stories, man. Basically, he's self-taught. So, it was just mainly, we love him, but it's mainly to get together with Tommy Aldridge. And, he showed us a couple of things. And then he just told stories about Ozzy and David Lee Roth and fucking Alex Van Halen. And it was just so cool. It was so cool. And this is historic. Check this out. So he didn't get the playing with the hands from John Bonham.
Okay.
He got it because his father was extremely strict, like a strict Texan guy. And he said he wanted to practice, but he couldn't practice after dinner. So he went down and he started to play with his hands just to practice. And that's why he plays with his hands in all the drum solo. Yeah, so it's not like I'm stealing from John Bonham. That's pretty historic. And Burn the Sun is Tommy Aldridge's snare drum, not signature. That's Tommy's drum.
Oh, wow.
Hear the Waters is Tommy Aldridge's snare drum. The producer bought it. So that's really cool. That alone,
That's incredible.
That's sick, yeah.
All right, so let's get to Yngwie.
Oh yeah, man.
Let's talk. So now, how does you get on Yngwie's radar?
Okay, years before I got recommended, Joe Franco recommended me for Yngwie Malmsteen, but that's
Okay.
years before that. And it's crazy because remember Redline, the band, and Freddie Villano, and getting kicked out because I didn't twirl. So years ago, there was a dude who worked for Guitar Player magazine. One of these, he's an American Italian guy from the Bronx. I forgot his name. And he called me and said, dude, you should get in touch with Yngwie because he needs a drummer right now. He goes, so I did a fucking VHS video and he got the contact because Guitar Player magazine, he's like an editor. So he met Yngwie 1,000 times, right? And Yngwie's going to be nice to him because,
he needs something.
Guitar Player magazine.
Yeah.
So he recommends me and I get a call from Yngwie. The second time he said Yngwie J. Malmsteen, but years later, but the first time was this is Yngwie. And he said, I saw your video. He talks like a little bit like a pirate. He's like, I saw your video and it's really good. Really good. A question. Do you twirl and do like the theatrics? And I used the line, it doesn't sound good. And he didn't think it was funny. And he hung up.
Didn't he know that he was going to get a ball buster?
I heard so many bad things. It was crazy.
Well, let me ask you this too. Knowing his rep as it is, Did you want to say, hey, at least I cut an album with Malmsteen? Was that your idea, or you say, hey, listen, let me see if it's bullshit. Let me see what this guy's
Oh,
all about anyway.
interesting. No, because like in 10th grade, I was a big fan of marching out. Do you know Timmy Starace? He's a great bass player. Lives in Florida now. He's in that Rush band. He started the Rush band. Why not?
Oh yes, yes, the guy with the long beard.
Yeah, Timmy.
Yes.
Timmy, I met years ago, and he would ride his bike to my house and this is far from Farmingdale to Cormac, like on a bicycle, with the bass case, the Steinberger on his back. You know?
Oh wow.
And one day, I don't know how, it's in the rain. He's got the Steinberger, and he's coming to the house, my parents' house, and he's got something under his arm, and he takes it out, and it's Yngwie Malmsteen, and he starts to imitate it. He's like, I am Yngwie. I'm come to America. I want to buy sheep. You know, he would just use this accent, like, I don't know if he's trying to imitate an Eastern European. Who knows, man?
Yeah.
Nobody could pronounce the name. Yngwie, what's the name? Wingnut, you know. But I just remember he put it on. Timmy put it on, and I was like, dude, it's too dangerous to go home with an album. It's raining out, so leave the album there. And I think my mother might have gave it to Mr. Cheapo, but I never gave it back to Timmy. We laugh about it.
So you didn't know about Alcatraz then, John?
I didn't know. I knew nothing about it.
And you didn't know about the first album with Black Star and all that shit? You didn't know anything about the...
Well, that's the album. So he brings this album over.
Album.
Yeah. He brings this album over, and this is crazy because he said he went to see him at Lemoore, Far East, I think. No, Lemoore East. And he said that when he was walking to the bus, somebody yelled, "Blackmore blows you away." And Malmsteen, this is Timmy's story. If it happened this way, I don't know. So he turned around with his glasses and he lowered the glasses and said, okay, some guy goes, "Blackmore blows you away." And Yngwie went, "Fuck that," like the Terminator, and went on the bus. Okay. So I'm blown away. And it's a drummer from Jethro Tull, Barry Mobalo. And I'm like, what is this, man? And so then Marching Out came out. I was in 10th grade. So I was a fan of Malmsteen. I wanted that gig. So Joe Franco called me and says, this guy, manager, is going to call you. And I recommended you. You're the perfect drummer for this. And the manager called me and said, can you send me something? So I FedExed some things I did. And because the internet wasn't happening.
Yeah.
It was there, but it wasn't like, And he calls me up and this is Yngwie J. Malmsteen. I saw the video. Is it you? No, I heard the album. Is it you playing on it? I said, of course it's me playing. He goes, can you come down to Florida next week? I said, of course, man. Okay, we'll send you a ticket. Simple as that. I come down. I got an octoband. You know the octoband, the long drum? It looks like a tube.
Yes.
I got it under my arm because he sent some demo stuff we're going to record. And it was like kind of an Eastern thing. I said, I'm going to use this like a world drum sound, right? So I go down, first thing we were in front of a studio, I go, "Yngwie," and I go to hug him and he puts the man thing in front. He puts the man thing in front and goes, "Why'd you cut your hair?" That was the initial meeting. "Why'd you cut your hair?" Speaking of hair, we're in a hotel room in Japan with DeMeo, and he had long hair, but it was kind of going, and Brethren of the Longhouse album and the Indians. And he had an electric razor, and I fucking did the mohawk. And then the next day, the Burn magazine guys got pissed. "This is not rock and roll hair," they said. Why did you do this? Why did you do this? Because it's very traditional metal. Anyway, yeah, I did that to DeMeo.
I said that's why it was shocking. Yeah. We're all over the place. It don't matter. It was shocking to see that video and Mike coming out with that fucking mohawk thing. And then I thought, oh, maybe he did it because of the album.
Don't I look like his barber? I'm like a one-trick pony. I only have one hairstyle I could do, So anyway, I end up getting together with Malmsteen, and it's me and him the first day, which is really cool. And when it's you and him hanging, it's cool, man. Like, he's historic. Like,
no ego.
But no, I can't say that. Everything's about him.
Yeah.
Funny, but but basically you're just gonna drink all day.
You take it with a grain of salt in that sense, right, Johnny?
Yeah, I was psyched to meet him. I'm gonna do Malmsteen's album. And it was Rising Force again. So it was the first album after Cozy Powell died that we go to Rising Force. So I meet him, and after the hair comment, we go into the studio. It's just me and him. I put the drum in the corner. And he's talking to me, but I'm like, is he paying attention to me? He's got like those Eric Estrada chips mirrored shades, so you can't really see where he's looking.
Mm-hmm.
He with the big cowboy boots and the pirate puffy shirt, he jumps out of his chair and kicks my octoband across the floor. I just met the guy 5 minutes ago. He kicks my drum from 1973 all across the floor. I go, what the fuck are you doing? Like, I just met you, man.
Yeah, yeah.
He goes, that drum is way too small to play on my album. I need big drums. I swear to God. And then he goes, let's go to the bar. So we had like a 5 hour drinking spree, me and him, and we got to know each other, and it was fun. And then he goes, I want to see you play. Let's go back to the studio. I'm like, what? So now I'm ripped, man.
Yeah.
Go back in the studio, and he hands me drumsticks. I was like, he's like, great job. Let's go back to the bar. So, basically, I don't know if it's genius, if it's planned or not, but you don't rehearse his shit until the first show.
Really?
Like you play Blackmore shit. No, you play Lazy. You do Deep Purple songs from Made in Japan. You'll do He Loves Dire Straits, so you'll play Money for Nothing. And this goes on for 3 weeks, and then you start to sweat because you're not playing through the set. And he's like, he says it right out. I wrote these songs. I don't need to rehearse these songs. Get your shit together. So again, it's like learn that shit the best you can because you only play the set 2 days before you hit the road.
Right.
And it keeps people on their toes. So I think it's a plan because you don't want to fuck up. You don't want to be the one guy that didn't practice.
And he's the fucking he'll fucking stop and you got to be right on fucking right there with it. Yeah.
Yeah. One night in Japan, he tried it. He was gigantic when we went to Japan. In Korea, it was his first time in Seoul. We got picked. Each one of us had a Men in Black guy, like Men in Black, the movie, with an earpiece and a black little like a Honda or Toyota car with a cherry top, like from the 70s. So if I wanted to go get a bottle of milk, the guy would put the cherry top to go to the supermarket. Like he was big. That's big.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So we did the Soul show, and in the morning they added another one. It was crazy. So basically, what was I going to tell you about the?
So he gives it a list though too. It's like 18 songs, 20 songs. How many songs you got to learn? How you got to learn now?
Oh no, okay. So yeah, okay. So you got to do, I'm trying. I can't.
And
really
does he stick to the script, or one night he says, "Oh, we're taking this out," or "We're not doing this tonight," or does he do that?
Yeah, he switches around, but it's pretty standard. You're going to open up with Rising Force. You're going to end with No, you're going to end with I See the Light. Now, remember, Keith Moon is my hero. So the last night in Korea. I see the light. We're doing it. I see light to that last chorus. Like, take my life too. Bam. Good night, everybody. Good night. I kick my drum set over. Sticks are everywhere. Fucking, I'm like, great. The band is looking at me. There's still more. You got to go.
Oh, you had to end it.
Boom. Good night. So there's nothing there. I picked up a snare drum, I put it on my lap, and I'm going. All right. So that night he used the James Brown thing. He goes, Macaluso, I didn't like what you did there, and I'm going to start charging you guys $100 a mistake. Okay. James Brown, if you're going to charge me $100 a mistake, what about when you make mistakes? I don't make mistakes. When you make a mistake, you're going to do my dirty drummer laundry because I have it in a pillowcase in my bunk. That's the strange smell probably that you guys are having in the bus. So if you make one mistake, you do my laundry. Deal, right? I was loving it. We went to Australia, right? And we're playing in Sydney. And he was like, I don't know why, but there was a lot of like Z notes happening. I'm like, yeah. So afterwards, I come up with my laundry pillowcase and I go to give it to him. I go, here's the laundry. And his wife jumps in the middle of us and she says, you're playing with the great Yngwie Malmsteen. Don't you dare get that thing out of here, the dirty clothes. And I'm like, at least a pair of socks. So it's wild. It's stuff that it's like, I was a big fan. When I went on toward him, man.
I want to ask about the studio. So you did Alchemy's the first album, right?
Yeah, and the good thing about Yngwie, I love the old school. He played every fucking track with me from start to finish, me and him. in the studio. He
So,
didn't do a click track with a guitar and go get lunch.
so
He sat
Johnny,
with me every one of them.
was Johnny West there with you in the beginning?
No, that was the next album.
He was so what was John there though to try it out? Were you there with the
No,
tryouts with him, or is Mark Bowles there already?
if I think John West was asked to try out after me and Jon left. But if not, I think maybe you're right. He met with him and he stayed at the house.
He was supposed to be on the Alchemy album, and they said
you're right.
He lasted 3 days.
You're right. You're right. Because he stayed in the house with them in Florida. He tells me the story. It's pretty hilarious, you know. But all the rumors are on my list. He's not even on the list of the difficult ones. Think about that.
John, I think John's a sweetheart.
I'm not talking about John. I'm talking about Malmsteen.
Oh, okay.
I know what John. I'm saying if you had your list, I call everybody's like, oh, is he difficult? He's not even in the top 5. So it's like, I played with everyone, guitar wise.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, sometimes you wish you never met the people, you know? But,
you lasted 2 albums and a couple of tours.
Oh yeah, but Yngwie was great, man. I mean, that was nothing to do with that breakup thing. That was Jon and him and the wife and that whole thing. But I had ARK.
And Jon came in for a little while too to sing vocals, right?
He was at my house. He was at my house. We were working on ARK record. They flew over to Queens, right? And I was going to go on tour with Malmsteen. So I had ARK and Malmsteen. It's pretty good bands. I mean, and Yngwie called me while Jon was in the house, staying at my place in Queens. And he goes, he's like, yeah, Mark's out. I need a singer. What about that guy on the CD? I go, what CD? He's like, the ARK CD. And I turn to Jon, and Jon gets on the phone with him and says, hello, Lars, because his real name is Lars. And Yngwie goes, it's not Lars, it's Yngwie. Yeah? So instantly, it started like that.
Yeah.
And then they would have Viking battles. How could you be a real Viking if your country doesn't have a coastline? Sweden. And then they had Viking arguments on the bus. So Jon, we hang up the phone, and Jorn's right here. And I'm like, dude, Malmsteen wants you. He's like, oh, no, Malmsteen. I hear too many things. No. I said, we're going on tour with Ronnie James Dio for a month. Oh, okay, get me a plane ticket.
Oh, because you love Ronnie.
Yeah, but that started a big problem because the songs went from, I see the light to I see the light tonight.
Oh, he was doing his own interpretation.
No, Dio's watching him. He's doing Dio.
Right.
And that pissed off Yngwie. Yngwie came up to me. Hey, what is up with this guy? I'm like, you wanted him. He's great. But, don't bitch at me if you don't like something about him. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I didn't know these things were happening, but they were happening because I didn't. There's 14 people on a bus, Right. You don't know what's really happening. And I sleep till I got to go to sound check. So I don't see the day.
And then what? One day you wake up and Jorn's not there anymore, or did he tell you I'm out?
No, I mean, it's a big battle. It was a gigantic thing all over the internet, basically. Yeah, I mean, there was a big fucking battle, and it got physical, and there was police involved, and I was trying to break
shit.
It was a whole fucking thing in Cleveland. So
wow.
Jon just regretted it because he liked Spinal Tap, and he never got a chance to say, hello, Cleveland. So yeah, it broke up in Cleveland. And I split 2. I had to. 1, because I was in ARK, and this is my singer, and we were going to do Burn the Sun. And 2, because as much as I love being on this tour with these guys, and I love playing with Yngwie. On stage, it's incredible. So anyway, I had to leave for many different reasons. It sucks because, he liked me. I made him laugh. And when I played, he was like, longer drum solo, longer, go. In Japan, I saw Metallica, Hetfield and Lars Ulrich years ago. They did a double drum solo on the replica drum kits. And Hetfield was, I think, better. But that's a whole nother story. Mm. So I told Yngwie this before we went to Japan. And Yngwie goes, give me the phone. And he gets in touch with the Japanese. And he doesn't tell me why. But he can play. He's a decent drummer. It's the same shit over, but he can actually play, Mm. So when we got to Japan, there was 2 drum sets on the stage. and one was on a riser with wheels. And he goes, "We're going to do the Metallica thing." I go, "Fucking great." So it took like 15 people to wheel him out. I do my solo. I do a little cue. I shoot the stick off the. That's why I don't get the twirling gigs. That's why I got fired. You've seen it. So fucking. What the fuck was I saying?
The riser coming out. Yngwie going to play the solo, the drum solo.
Oh, yeah. So I do my little flip. It's a signal. About 15 dudes with the helmets again, the Godzilla helmets. They wheel them out. And I see this big dude with the puffy shirt. And we would do drum solos all night at every show. It was so cool. And then the Drummer magazine, gigantic spread with Yngwie and a little Macaluso picture. That's rock and roll. Nobody said it was pretty.
It's hilarious. So you walked away then from the gig.
Yeah, and then I got a call the next day, and like, Yngwie wants you back, and I was like, I love playing with him, but have him call me. He won't do that. I can't come back. Yeah. Plus, we really wanted to do ARK.
Well, let me ask you: was the money good and stuff like that? Were you satisfied that way with him? Did he pay?
Yeah.
And how was he in the studio? You got your credits and stuff like that in the studio, or was it all Yngwie Malmsteen? Yngwie played the toilet bowl.
Here's an example. This is great. So he sends me a CD to record Water End All Wars, which is a great album if you remixed it. And with AI, I don't know why they're not doing it. The playing is fantastic on an album, but I don't know who mixed it. I think his dog or like maybe the cat, something mixed
pressing the buttons.
It was unbelievable. So, what the fuck is I talking about? I'm serious. What was I talking about?
I said you why you left Yngwie, and then you said War of Worlds that the mix wasn't good.
Yeah, fuck. Oh, you said in the studio.
In the studio, yeah.
No, to me it was a great gig because you played 2.5 hours. And he wants you to do a longer drum solo. This is a classic Yngwie, though. He goes, the reason I write songs like this, so I could be on stage and have this hand ready to drink a beer. And then he puts the back, and I seen him. I say, pumping. But there's something there, man. I don't know if he sold his soul or something. He could be as drunk as hell, and he fucking still rocks.
Yeah.
He's incredible.
I just saw him last year. He played New York City.
See, I think he stopped drinking and everything. I think,
He's still. So, talk to me about your time with Lynch. How'd you get with George Lynch? It wasn't Lynch Mob, right, or was this his solo stuff then?
It was a solo shit. Rob DeLuca from Spread Eagle.
Yes.
Yeah, we were friends for a long time. Like when I before the TNT album. When I was doing the demos, I got a call from Spread Eagle. And I knew Switchblade Serenade because I would watch MTV. And they were super cool. So I went to Jersey and recorded their album. So Rob calls me. He's like, dude, it's Sunday night. You got to come down to Don Hills. And I was a house drummer at a place called Don Hills at a show in Manhattan. So he's like, we're playing Don Hills tonight with Lynch. We really need you. The drummer sucks. And George needs someone now. So I go down. I meet George. I watched the show, drummer sucks. So next day, they called me and we went into Montana Studios, right? Me and another guy. It's going to auditions. And I love docking stuff, man. Lynch Mob, I only knew Wicked Sensation. I'm not really into it. So I play, and then the other guy plays. And, George, he comes out and he says, you got the gig. Okay, the other guy splits. We got to be on sound check at 6:00. What time is it now? 4:30. What songs are we doing? Okay, we're gonna get. So basically, the first gig was in Dingbats, and I just got the gig. I had to rush home to Long Island, get the drums, right, and then go all the way to New Jersey and be there by like 6 to do a sound check for songs I didn't know.
Wow.
And I would never do this on stage, but I had to. I wrote charts. Like
Sure.
when I see someone do that in a rock band, I'm like, what? It just doesn't work. It just looks terrible. But nobody knew I just got the gig 2 hours before.
Right.
You know? So yeah, I mean, uh, it's weird, man. That whole situation's weird. Like, I broke a bass drum head on like the second song on one of the shows. And I'm like, George, don't go into the third song. Don't do it. What's the matter? He said, the bass drum head is broken. He goes, oh my God, what are we going to do? I go, for now, remember, you're a guitar fucking hero. Play a guitar
Stop
solo.
playing.
Yeah. So my tech is out there getting the drum head, and George does a guitar solo, but instead of like saving the day and making this beautiful thing, like, he looks at the wall. The people over here, and he's just looking at the wall, and he did a guitar solo to the wall. It was really strange, man.
Yeah,
Anyway, by that time, at the end of the solo, we got the head put on, and we did it. But yeah, that was like a lot of pressure because usually you get a day. Like I did Van Helsing's Curse with Dee Snider. That show they did. It was like a kind of a
that he put together. Yeah.
Joe hurt his wrist, like he literally couldn't pick up his stick. He's like, opening night, all right.
Oh wow.
So he called me. He's like, John, I need you like tomorrow. So I'm picking you up and I'm going to get you the stuff and we're going to run through everything. So like Roxanne, the Steve Martin thing, Cyrano de Bergerac, we went into Joe Franco's studio and with my in-ears, he played the album and he would say, double bass fill now. Stop in 4 bars. So I had Joe.
Wow.
In the phone, and it's my teacher, and I know he's like, better watch out, Phil. So we use code words, and I did it. That was crazy. So
did you do that whole run?
No, I did with Van Helsing. I just did the opening show.
Oh, okay.
In Detroit. Then Joe played the next show. Well, only right hand, I think. But yeah, man, like the stage is the battlefield. So I got the call for Symphony X, and it was crazy because that shit was crazy.
Well, before that, was La Brea before that?
Oh, La Brea, yeah. La Brea is in 2005. Great tour, great band, and a cool album. It wasn't any dream. I'm not a big fan of that. Believe it or not, of prog metal. You know what I mean? It's like I might play a lot of it, but I don't listen to it much. But this was different. James LaBrie's stuff was all solo album stuff. Mole Muzzler and Elements of Persuasion. So it was a rock gig, which was really fun to do. Great guitar player. Yeah, we got along. So that was a pretty cool tour, man.
Johnny, hold up for a second. All right, and we're talking about you going with La Brea. So how did that come to be?
La Brea Tar Pits. No, he's La Brea.
La Brea.
La Brea Tar Pits.
I'm from Brooklyn. It's La Brea.
Exactly. My student the other day, the true story, he's like, whatever happened to quicksand? I'm like, it went out of style. Do you remember quicksand was mentioned everywhere? Be careful if you go down there. Quicksand, South American. It just went out of fashion. Anyway.
If anything, you don't want to step in it.
Yeah. Abs are also so 80s these days, right? Abs are very 80s. It's the perfect time to be a man. So the Brie thing, we did the gigs and it was cool. We did Europe and we did some gigs in America. And that was fun.
Well, the story is that he was looking for a drummer. He didn't want to use Portnoy because he wanted to make a solo album altogether. He wanted nothing to do with the Dream Theater guys.
Well, that was the cool thing about the set list. It was straight rock, and it's Mangini playing, so there was some. This is crazy. So like a singer, he's cool. Don't get me wrong, but like typical singers, Russell did it too with Symphony X. They come down the last day or the last 2 days. So we're practicing the shit, but then the vocalist comes later. Next life, give me a microphone. Not these things.
Right.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So he came down and he looked at me and was like, great, man, fucking great. So I'm like, cool, I'm going to go back to my hotel, chill out, get some beers, watch TV, relax. We got one more rehearsal and then we're going to go rock. And I open up the door. Like, I think I got it together. I'm like, I'm safe, man. This guy digs my playing. I got the compliment, one more rehearsal. It's going to be fun. So it's James at the door. Can I come in? I'm like, come on in. Okay, of course, man. Sit down. He's like, man, you got to get those fills. It's the first time in my life I was asked to usually it's like you got to get the drum beat.
Right.
Yeah, because Mangione is like big on fills and shit. And so I was kind of like womp womp, of course I'll do it the best. He goes, I don't expect everyone, but some of them, yeah. So I really had to get on it and listen more in the next couple of days, constantly. And then it just became easier after the first gig. But it was an easy gig. I mean, it was fun. It was rocking,
Right.
There wasn't great. There wasn't
going into 19-minute songs.
Everything was full floor. And it was cool, I think it was the first tour I ever did where I used the click because I wanted it to sound just like the album. That was the first tour I did where, so it made it even more fun. If you're playing straight rock, it's cool to have that thing.
How many dates do you have? Was it a short run on that tour?
We did downtown in what was it? Deer Park in Long Island. We did 3 American dates and I think something like 7 European dates, something like that. It wasn't too long, it was short. And then I got him on my solo record. So I did his solo tour and then I got him and the guitar player to do my solo record. You know who your friends are when you got to move out of your house at 8 in the morning on a Saturday and you need help moving.
Right.
And when you have to make a solo record.
Right.
That's your friends, But,
it's nice that he's Canadian because everybody else would have.
Yeah, no, but I pay everybody. But it's just a joke about that, But it is good to have people who are going to come in and slay it, So yeah, he did the solo album with me. Mark was on it too, and then it was
Well, how about Starbreaker? Let's talk about Starbreaker.
Starbreaker's cool. Starbreaker's the first album, sick.
That's a great stuff.
Starbreaker is cool because me and Tony Hornell, obviously from TNT, and we liked each other, man. I mean, we had troubles too. It depends, You're in a band with these guys. Me and him are kind of like the 2 Americans, you know what I mean? And
but what's the troubles? I don't fucking understand this shit. Is it the time that you're not playing that's the trouble?
It's usually drummers and singers. Like Stuart Copeland, if you looked at the old pictures, I'm sorry, I won't use the word on your station here. Wait, we're not being recorded.
No, you can. You can talk and curse all you want.
Stuart Copeland said he would write on his toms, fuck you, silly, and on the floor tom was a 4-letter word. And it was to sting. That's why he would put it there. So he would sit back and because they hated each other. So it was like, and it's usually the drummer and the singer have problems. It just happens that way. I have no fucking idea. It just happens that way. But me and Tony got along. But there was a period we didn't talk. And then one day I got a call and he's like, it wasn't like, let's get the band back together. It wasn't like one of those things. It was like, hey, man, there's a project. I hate that word because I should have a number 2 pencil, a pocket organizer, and like a beaker project. And but I got this new album, and it's this guy Fabrizio on bass. I said, I recorded with Fabrizio. I know Fabrizio, the Italian bass player. And then there's Magnus Carlsen on guitar. He's a Swedish dude. And I said, cool, I'm in. Let's do it. And it's crazy because we didn't talk. And then this is what happens. You're right, though. What is the problem with musicians? I'm walking through Manhattan, and me and Tony haven't talked in 3 or 4 years, And I see him on the street. And we're like down by Urban Outfitters. I think we're trying to get the same shirt, like face to face. And it was just like instantly, you got to be in front of someone.
Yeah.
And then everything melts. We went to get a beer. And before I know it, 2 weeks later, he's saying, let's do a record together. Usually the musician shit is just bullshit anyway. So, he called me and we flew out to California. And it was kind of cool because there was still metal like Painkiller. There was still metal. And there was still Nirvana. Those are drum beats number 1, really. You don't start a lesson. You actually start with. It's weird. Drummers start with those beats before the straight fuck shit. So with Starbreaker, I blended. It's Dave Grohl and basically kind of like Bozio with a different drum sound. So it's like, you know what I mean? You're taking the metal, mixing it with the grungy first. He's a brilliant drummer, Dave Grohl, because he makes it look like that's all he can do.
So,
And
John,
then Queens of the
let
Stone
me
Age
ask you
comes.
this too, John. When the music is presented to you, are you the originator of your sound, or is it a particular artist or a guitar player says, "Can you? I want it this way, or I want it that way," or do you hear in your head the way it's supposed to be, and that's how you get to record it?
Yeah, you know what? There's two sayings I use for recording business. Hire me now, so you don't have to hire me later. Or hiring me now is cheaper than hiring me later.
Right, right, because
Meaning, let's just go and I do
clean
it
up all
every
the fuck
day.
ups.
Yeah, I do it every day. I'm going to do it real. You're not going to have problems with drum sounds. You're not going to have problems with the playing. It's to the click, just fucking boom. And I mean it. It's a joke phrase. It got me banned from Facebook for like, they wanted 6 months, like a Facebook prison. I didn't even know it existed. But anyway, yeah. So anyway, yeah. So I'm lucky enough these days because people call me for me. But I got to
Right,
be careful because when I do a session, through experience, I learned this. When someone says, just do your thing, man, that's going to be a disaster because you're going to do your thing, even though it might fit the song, and send it to him who's been spending 3 years writing it. And he's going to go, didn't you listen to the demo? Why did you put the fills there? You know, you told me be me. Yeah,
right.
but I wanted you on that album. You know what I mean? So you got to be more specific. Um, so I asked him right away. I go, is there a particular beat or a chorus or something that you want that particular thing? If so, write it to me now and I'll make a note. Otherwise, I'm going. And
Right.
they 90% of the time, I'm successful. It works. But there's been some disaster. Oh my God. There's been some crazy shit that only happens to me. But you can't believe these stories, man, with the studio work. Like you just it's
And how's it work out? Do you get paid up front?
yeah, I get a deposit. You give me a little deposit. I got to book the engineer. It's important, you know, because it can't be like, oh, okay, I'm ready. Let's do it tomorrow. I got to book the dude in advance. So they send me a tiny bit of a
And you
deposit.
have your own room in your house that you
No,
play?
I have a studio,
Okay.
a recording studio. Yeah. So I go there, I go every day to record. So yeah, so basically, then they send all the bread and they send the tracks, you know, the click track, the tempo, and the demo. And sometimes it has a drum machine, but I could take it off, you know. So, it's been good. Most of the people are really happy, but you're always going to have the one who gets shocked because now his songs don't sound like that brilliant drum
And he
machine that
thought it was supposed to be.
yeah, da, 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 da. Why is it so different? But yeah, through experience, I learned that you gotta really ask them. You really want me to do my thing? You know.
Right.
But
Right.
the cool thing about like they're calling me for me, and that's cool because you know, I'm
And
the
you
best
constantly,
John
and obviously,
Macaluso.
you're constantly working.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm the best John Macaluso style drummer in the world. I think. Oh,
All
at the Keith Moon line.
right, let's get to Symphony X. So you replaced the drummer?
No, we did Prague Power in Atlanta with ARK,
Okay.
and the bands were Symphony X, ARK, and Camelot. And I heard of Symphony X, but I never saw them. And they came out and they ripped it up. I was like, wow, these guys are fucking good. Haven't heard from them in decades. That was 2001. And out of nowhere, there's a guy, Mike Orlando. He lives in Staten Island, guitar
Oh
player.
yeah, Mike's a shredder, man.
Yeah, I played on one of his
I
albums.
meet him at the gas station.
Okay, well, it's just Staten
We
Island.
literally go get up gas pumped, and I go, hey, Mike.
I know the gas station. I know exactly what you're talking about. He's cool. He's cool as hell. And I did a Sonic Stomp second album with him, and so he knows me, man. And I'm slow with emails, and I don't check every day. Now I do, but at that time I was like, you know, and he literally got my phone number. I've been in Europe for years at this time, and Mike got the phone number, and he called. He's like, dude, if you don't contact Romeo now, they're going to cancel the tour. I'm like, what are you talking about? Symphony X, they need a drummer. The drummer had a heart attack.
Mm,
Jason. It was 40. It wasn't because of anything he did. Just sometimes it just happens.
yeah.
So they had a whole tour to do, South America and Europe. And you know, Mike Romeo called me that night and we joking around talking. And I said, of course I can do it, man. He's like, are you sure? And of course I could do it. Just send me the tracks. He goes, I hope, because if you can't do it, I'm going to kick your ass, man. I go, dude, this is what I do. Send me the fucking tracks. The first track, I wasn't even home. I didn't even own a drum set in Europe. I didn't even have a drum kit yet. I was on a couch tour, and then I met my wife. We moved. I didn't even have a studio, no drums. I had sticks and cymbals, man. And he says he'll send me the shit. So the first song is a song called Inferno, and it's just, it took me almost a day to get the verse beat. Dun, 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 dun. So I was freaking out. I'm going, oh my God. I'm looking at my wife. I was about to cry. I'm going, this is going to be impossible. And they're big shows. It's not no joke. It's not 1,000 people. It's like 80,000 people.
Yeah, the
You know,
festival you're doing.
yeah. In Colombia, it's 120,000 people. That's a lot of fucking people.
Wow.
You're just numb. You know. Yeah. But so it's good I didn't have a drum set because they sent me the shit. It was so fucking complicated, and I'm like, how am I going to do this, man? But I'm good at that. So good thing I didn't have a drum kit because I was sitting right here on my couch and I played on my knees and I learned I think 14 songs, and then we flew to New Jersey. I think it was exit 7. No, we fly to New Jersey and we did the rehearsal. And Mike LaPont, the bassist, and Romeo, they turn around, they look at each other, and in straight faces, both of them go, dude, you're really fucking sloppy. That's really, really sloppy, man. And they look, and then they start laughing. That was great. We hit it off, man.
Oh, good.
Like that. Yeah. And then we did it, man. We did a tour. And I wrote notes on my snare drum because I'm like, I can't be reading. I'm playing, you know. And after the second or third song, all the notes are destroyed because I'm beating the shit out of it.
Right.
It's like Steve. It's like the jerk when he's reading the letter. I really miss you. Whoa. Unbelievable. But I did it, and we became great friends. All of them, even Jason, I hung with in Rome here. You know, like I love those guys. And Romeo got me on the 2 solo albums. And the cool thing about those, he's a good drummer too. Romeo can play. So he goes, I wrote the drum machine parts for you to listen to, thinking of you. So I listen, it's like, okay, you know what I mean? And one, he actually wrote a whole thing called Alien Death Ray on the second album. And he said, that's for you. So he wrote it for me. It's got a drum solo in it. And that's cool. It's flattering because he's badass, man.
Yeah.
Those albums are sick.
And I love Castle and I love Dino. Dino's like the up and rising guy, man. His vocals are great, man.
Well, did you probably didn't hear it, but like I knew this guy way before George Lynch and all these things, right? He's a gigantic ARK fan, and I play a lot in Croatia. It's right next door, pretty much. So I was doing an album that ended up in an album called Stone Leaders, and the guitarist is from Croatia. So one night he goes, "This guy wants to meet you," and I come in, and it's Dino and his father, and he just starts talking about ARK. So anyway, we end up doing an album, me, him, and the 2 Croatian guys. No, there were 3 Croatian guys. He's Croatian. And it's called Stone Leaders. You can check it out. It's pretty cool.
Current? Is that current or how old is that?
It's before you heard his name probably. But in Croatia.
Stone Leaders?
Stone Leaders, yeah.
Okay, yeah, definitely check that out.
Yeah, it's a song called Box of Time. It's pretty cool. Yeah, so anyway, so the Symphony X thing, it was a great tour, man. They were so fun. And once you like learn that shit, and you're out there playing in front of that many people, the third show, then it just becomes fun. You know you're not going to fuck it up again because it's a lot of counting, man. And Mike Romeo loves the time signature 9, and I hate 9 for some reason. It's just one more, but that one more makes it a bitch. I like 7 and 5, and he always writes a 9. So even that was a pain in the ass for me. But so I got 2 days left before I'm going to go to America to do the gigs, to do the rehearsals. 2 days left, and I rent this little. It's like a senior citizen thing. No, the senior citizen thing downstairs. But in the afternoon, the old men are playing cards, and it's a little rehearsal studio for like violins and shit. And there's a drum set. So I'm working on a Symphony X shit 2 days before I got to leave to America. It's an hour into it. I'm like, this is great. I'm going to be really ready. I'm going to kick ass tomorrow. And then I go and I'm going to rock with Symphony X. This is going to be great. These 2 carabinieri comes in. The carabinieri is the military police, like the fashion suit. And one of the guys says, "You are a very, very good drummer." And I go, "Thank you, but stop." I was all flattered. I'm like, they came to listen. I was gonna go. I was like, "Are you a drummer too?" He goes, "But stop," because the men were complaining, guy playing cards. So basically, I didn't touch drums until rehearsal studio with Symphony X.
Oh boy.
It was crazy, man, but I pulled it off. Happy about that. Yeah, man. And those albums are sick.
Let me ask you this, Joe. What did you do during COVID? How did you keep yourself busy during COVID?
Okay, the first I just recorded the first Romeo album in San Marino, which is up north there, and my wife came to pick me up, going to take me back to where I live near Rome, and she picks me up. I got to plug this thing in; it's running out of juice. She picks me up and she says, "We got to go in quarantine or something because this place where you were is a red zone." And we just started to hear the word COVID a couple of days before. I'm in the studio; I have no idea what's going on.
Right.
So we came from the red zone to my town, which is near Rome, and we had to go in lockdown before all of Italy had to go in. Like we came from the like it was like the blob in my mind. Like it's coming.
It's spreading, right? Yeah, yeah.
It was like the blob. Like when we saw it, it came to Rimini and it's going, and I'm in the middle of Italy. And there was one night when I was actually scared. Like I was like, nothing's gonna happen, and it was so quiet. And I have tinnitus from all the years of drumming. So I have like kind of like an E minor, David Gilmour on my left. And then the right is like Let's Dance from David Bowie. It's like, let's dance. And over here is like Shine On You Crazy Diamond. So when I'm alone in the quiet, it was like a weird concert. And I started to think about the blob, and it was complete silence, man. And I'm like, it went to Rimini. It's coming down. It's getting close. And for one night, I flipped out. So I just practiced flams, man. I stayed. I was fucking. My hands were badass. And the good thing, business-wise, everybody in that time period made an album. And then when they came out of the cave, they needed a drummer. So that was my busiest time in life. You know,
that's good.
I'm not. If there's nothing positive about the COVID.
Well, listen. At least something
lost
positive
a lot of
came
friends
out.
here. Yeah.
At least something positive came out of what happened that way for you.
Big time. Yeah, that. Yeah. I mean, it was really cool. But yeah. So the Symphony X thing was wild, and then I did the solo albums with Mike.
Did he tour or just record those albums, Romeo?
Just record.
Okay.
Just record. Yeah.
Yeah, because his bread and butter is with Symphony.
Yeah, I mean, he's basically the dude that puts everything together. He writes, and he'll go for a year writing these records, and then the guys come in and record.
And Russell's a giant, man.
He's unbelievable.
And great vocals.
Especially
and now like coinciding too. Those Alan Landy albums, holy shit, were they great!
I never heard them.
Night of the Hunter, dude. Never heard him?
I know of it. They never met either, which is really weird.
They only did studio work.
They never met.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, at the time when I was talking to Russell about it, but
they made 3 albums.
I did 3, yeah.
3.
He's just such a badass singer. Both of them. But I mean, and Russell's a super funny guy. Those guys were so cool to be with on the tour. Dude, it was painless. Like I really had a good time, So that was pretty cool. Let me plug you in, man. 1 second. Okay. Get a drink, man. I'm gonna
go ahead.
2 seconds.
Okay, so we went down memory lane, Johnny. What's going on with you currently itself? Any new projects coming up, or you're just doing the drum clinics? What's going on?
No, like I opened up my studio about 4 years ago, and basically I'm doing a lot of records. I do a lot of albums, but it's been 4 years straight with only doing gigs here and there. So I put together 2 bands, and the album is done, officially done 2 days ago. And I don't want to give too much info, but it's called Fall Past Earth. And I'm a co-writer on everything. I played on everything. I'm the co-founder. And I can't really describe it. It doesn't sound like anything.
Is it local Italian guys, or did you grab?
No. It's a dude from New York and a dude from Boston, and 2 guys from Boston and 1 from New York, and me. who'd be flying back and forth. I needed to get something in America also. Like it can't be only European because I end up playing in Europe and fucking South America. That
Yeah.
becomes my life. I got, America. So I
And
put
do
that together.
you have distribution yet for it?
We just finished the mix now. We haven't
Okay.
even taken photographs. Like we're working on the art. We're gonna have everything ready these days, and then boom, go for it and play live. That's why I wanted guys kind of on the East Coast. So Fall Past Earth, and then I got a crazy one, which is Italian guitarist who's a mixture of like Robert Fripp meets fucking the dude Frederick from Meshuggah. I mean, he's like, he's really heavy, really good, but at the same time, he could play for Peter Gabriel. So it's a mixture of this almost techno, but beautiful melodies, and then we kick into like heavy fucking polyrhythmic stuff. But like Meshuggah, there's always a downbeat going. So
Mhm.
it's cool. It's really deep, and it's a female singer, and who's kind of a little Bjorky and crazy. She's nuts, which is cool. And it's a trio. And I mixed like King Crimson, right?
Yes.
Of course. So the album Discipline, I was very influenced by uh, because Bill Bruford, he had electric drums and acoustic together, like Danny Carey. So I
Mhm.
do that. It's a mixture of electric and so anyway, that's called ICY Ghosts. So if you say it fast, I see ghosts.
I see ghosts. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So that we're on like the seventh song. We're still writing. So both bands, I'm really proud of. I'm happy, and yeah, I'm teaching online, and yeah, I want to get back to New York more. Like I want to be living in both places. Well,
Now, does
not
the wife does the wife come with you when you come traveling?
usually, but because of my horrible Italiano, since I'm so bad in Italian, we spoke a lot of English, so much where she became an English teacher. So I pat myself on the back.
No kidding.
I'm such a bonehead. Like I could speak and I could understand, but it's such a complicated language, man. Here, Italiano, and it's I don't know, man. I'm learning the best I could, but it's I'll be fluent next life, or maybe in two lives from now. Anyway, man, great fucking talking to you. I
It was a
loved
real
it.
pleasure.
You want an idea or anything, just tell me what to say. And it's
No,
great
no,
talking to you,
this is
man.
good, right? This is good for right now. So, all right, so everybody, want to thank you for being with us. This is Hard Rock History Show. I'm
Woo!
your host, Paulie Christine. That is drummer extraordinaire John and Macaluso over there in
Hey,
Italia.
Macaluso.
Italia. So please follow
Woo!
us on Facebook, on YouTube, on iTunes, on Spotify, and friggin' Instagram. We're all over the place. I'm trying to spread the word here, Johnny boy.
But I'll help you out, man, the best I
I
could.
appreciate it. And it was a real
Beautiful.
it was a real pleasure.
Yeah,
Me and Johnny been DMing each other for a long, long time, and I'm glad I got this show together that we can
me too.
actually we can shoot the shit,
You're
basically.
super cool, man. You're super cool. It's
Thank you, brother.
comfortable.
All right, I want to thank
Comfortable.
everybody for being with us. And we always say, keep on rocking, and thank you for joining us. Take care.
Thank you all.
Bye bye.